But can't they see who you're with? I know you sit alone, spend most of your days alone, hardly ever talk to people, but when you do, pleasantries are past. So can't they see who you're with? The very people that stand against you, can't they see who you rise with when you finally do? Can't they see who you're with? It's funny how you've accumulated enemies over the course of your life for no good reason. Because you were called to survive, to reign, to win, and to prosper, yet still they try to bring you down. Can't they see who you're with? See, they try to fight against you, fight you, speak ill about you, yet you still give life and light and love. Can't they see who you're with? This has never been your war. These were never your battles. Yet at the same time, they are the ones that try to imprison you, keep you in your mind, and keep you burnt by your anxiety, frightened by how these people come at thee. But can't they see who you're with?
I am Nomonde Sky, and I'm a 29-year-old poet, a speaker. I love word and I love all things art. And the crazy part about the name Nomonde Sky is that the sky part hasn't yet been discovered or revealed to me in terms of like understanding why sky. But I think as years go by, I will definitely know why, and I'll call you guys good, and I'll give you a fitting description as to why. But Nomonde is my actual name, a name given to me by my mother, and yeah, that's who I am. So the crazy part about my childhood is that my grandmother and my mother, they kind of knew. It's just that they passed on at a time where I hadn't yet discovered my artistic nature. But I feel like they knew and they understood exactly who I was to become and where I was supposed to go. Because one thing about them is that they did not want me playing with other children. They did not want me outside. My grandmother would literally say, no, somebody's going to kidnap you, so stay home. And that for me meant that, okay, fine, I'm literally watching TV. I'm polishing up my vocab, even though I don't know that that's exactly what I'm doing. But I learn new words and I take them and I use them in my sentences. I use them in my talks and in my writing. How I would play with dolls is that I would create scenarios and little acts. So that on its own is script writing or storytelling. And then as years went by, I fell in love with word. I fell in love with spoken word, and this was in grade 8. When I fell in love with it, from watching an interview with Lebo Mashili, who was explaining how she got involved in it and what happened and what made her fall in love with spoken word. And then eventually, during the course of my high school years, it transitioned to rapping. And I feel that happened because I was an angry child. Like I had so much anger bottled up inside of me, and eventually the rap phase died or passed out. Let's say it slipped, because I may just go back, who knows. But then eventually it moved on to poetry again, and this is where I felt like I was whole. It was more about expressing myself and talking about my experiences more than anything. And then I just found people that were like, it feels like you're talking about me, and I understand what you're talking about. And that's how the fan base grew. That's how I knew that there's a community that needs this and a community that loves and appreciates this art. If I were to pick a video that I think was my breakthrough moment, it would have to be There's Something Attractive About These Married Men. That was the video that put me onto the scene. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened, but I feel like there was just one extremely influential person that came across this piece and they did the most with it. Maybe they shared it, they retweeted, and next thing I knew, the following is growing. And then there was another video, If Ever You Meet the Man Whose Heart I Broke. And then there was another video in between, a couple of more videos before She's on Fire. So those are just some of the videos that did the most. And it's crazy because I will create this stuff and I will think, okay, fine, this one is going to take me to the top. And they just chill, they sizzle, they're not doing much. And with the ones that I did not expect to do the most, or with the ones that I was very skeptical about posting, because I'm not sure how people will receive them. Because understand, with poetry, there's hidden lines and hidden meanings. I don't want people to look at my stuff and think, oh, this is what she was intending. I need them to look at them from a spiritual understanding and a spiritual level, and then receive the message. And that's what She's on Fire did. It's one of the few that did the most for me, and that literally broke borders for me. So with my writing process, this is something that I've kept to myself for a very long while, because I feel like it's not everything that everyone should know about you and your process and how you come about, but I think I'm comfortable enough to share it now. So how it comes about with the videos and the writing stuff is that it's very different. The stuff that I do write, say on captions on Instagram or on Twitter or on Facebook, but that I'm able to sit with it, meditate, and decide that I can edit, I can use this word, I can do whatever. With the videos, they are all freestyle. I've never had a video that I had to memorize and write about. So this is just literally spirit, wearing my body and wearing my skin and using my voice to speak and relay. I have videos that people can say, could you please do this video for me, say in real life or during a performance? And I'm like, I don't know that video, you know? And it's like, maybe she has a ghostwriter or something. I'm like, no, there's a difference, which is why I am Nomonde Sky. It's actually Nomonde or Sky, you know, or Nomonde accepting Sky, or Nomonde being embodied by Sky. That's what the process is really about, and that's the beauty of it, and that's how I go through it. So I could just wake up in the morning and it just comes as a title. Later on in the day I'll be cleaning, and now I see it in full view. It's either I see it or I hear it, or I don't see or hear it at all, but when I start recording, that's when it comes to me and it allows itself to do what it should do, and then it moves away, because I'm able to watch my videos and I'm like, damn, I said that. And I'm able to read my stuff and be like, I said that. So I literally owe it to a higher power, which I'm very much grateful for. I have a lot of people that literally come to me and they're like, you saved my life. It was just this morning when I came across your video, or it was just yesterday when I came across your video, and I was going through the most and I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know how I was going to make ends meet, but you came to me and you spoke in a manner that made it feel as though it was my ancestors talking through you, or it was God talking through you, you know, and I'm there like, damn, this is crazy. So it's not just a hobby anymore. It's not just something we're testing waters with anymore. I have literally been handed people's lives, and it's like God is saying, let's see how many of these people you can save. So I have quite a lot. My DMs are literally that, and a lot of them that are like, you know what, I feel familiar with you. I feel like you know me. Some will even go as far as saying, I feel like you are looking into my life. You know, there's certain videos where I cry or I break down during the videos, and this person will be like, at that moment when you cried, I cried too, because that's exactly what I am going through. And that's what I don't have the words to express, but you do it so well. It's like you are right here with me, you know? So I have that. So these people are not just fans anymore. These are people whose minds I have walked into, whose souls I have literally searched and found that one thing I can talk about. And that is how I am able to heal people through my poetry. Not with the poetry. Not with the poetry. Definitely with the rapping. With the rapping, I knew very well that, you know what, I want to decipher battle cats. I want to end careers. I want to be that female MC that is doing the most. And this was around the era when Nicki Minaj was starting out, and I was like, you know what, I could battle her anytime, because it was that type of rapper, you know. It wasn't just about being featured and rapping. I knew very well that the rapping was going to do that. But with the poetry, no. The poetry just literally decided, you know what, we're going to take you. And understand that obviously rap is rhythm and poetry, so it's something that has always been there. But I didn't see it doing what it's doing for me now. But I think another thing that helped it do what it's doing now is that I told it that, listen, you are going to buy me a car, and you are going to get me a house, and you are going to take care of me. It's like free falling from the highest mountaintop and being like, you know what, I am trusting what God has instilled in me to take care of me as I am taking care of the people that I'm living with that are able to come across my work. So no, it just keeps surprising me. It just, and I feel like this is literally only the beginning, or actually the pre-beginning. We haven't even gotten to what it is yet to do. So yeah, I'm free flowing, man. I'm letting it all do what it wants to do. The one dream that keeps me awake at night, the one dream that is just literally driving me crazy, the one that just irons out my spine, would have to be script writing, theatre production, and telling my story, you know, changing the angle of how I record my poems, which would make it more dramatic, and we have actors that are, living out the entire thing that I am narrating. I'm seeing voiceover work, I'm seeing radio, I'm seeing TV, I'm seeing copywriting, I'm seeing billboards. So I wanted to get to a point where I don't have to introduce myself anymore. I'm literally known and seen in multiple spaces, and I've got all of my fingers in multiple pies. I want to exhaust the artistry in me. I want to get to a point where by the time God says, okay, fine, your time is up, I'm calling you back, my coffin is so light because I have taken everything out. I don't die at a point where I'm like, damn, I still had to publish a book, or I still had to narrate for this, that, and that. I want to have done it all. And I mean, that's all. I want to be like water, just moving through the cracks of the art industry and everything that is going on. I feel like there is a very severe need for me and my voice and my mind. And yeah, man, that's what keeps me alive. The dreams are big, the dreams are crazy. And the crazy part is I don't know where I'm going to start, but I know I'm in motion and I know I'm moving. And I know that when the time is right, I'll get to a point where I'm just chilling and I'm like, I did that. So yeah. That's what keeps me awake at night.
She's on fire. She is on fire. They have taken a sponge, dipped it in paraffin. Just because she was crying of thirst, they shoved it in her mouth and said, breathe. She's on fire. She was crying about the petrol prices being too high, and now they're saying we'll drip them oh so low that we'll just apply this diesel all over your body so that you can understand that you can afford these minerals. She's on fire.
That is not a nice question because that's like asking which one of my children do I love the most, It's like being asked which one of your poems do you love them. It's very difficult. Or which one of your hands would you like to sacrifice? As much as, yes, I'm not left-handed, but I wouldn't want to lose it, But with one performance, I would feel stood out for me, and I'm not trying to be biased or by eyes, but it had to be the Zim performance. It definitely had to be the Zim performance, because for me that literally felt like home. It felt so welcoming and so enriching and nourishing. Usually when I get off stage, I feel like, damn, I've exhausted every part of myself, of my mind and of my soul and my spirit. But right after that Zim performance, I was still able to go back and write. I was still able to go back and look at the world in a light that says, I'm still inspired. I'm still in love with this craft, and I'm still in love with the people that I meet and with the people that are able to reach out to me. And I think another thing that added to it being the most memorable or enjoyable is how my fans, it came through. Most of the people that came through, people that were like, we have been waiting for this moment, and the gorgeous gifts that I received and all the pictures taken. For me, I could spend the whole day talking about that gorgeous experience, but it's definitely that one. My culture shock was the having rice with peanut butter. I was like, what? When they explained it to me, but then I tasted it, I was like, okay, fine, so you can literally have this on its own without stew or chicken or whatever. And I was like, okay, fine, well, this is nice, this is very beautiful. And other than that, man, it's the warmth. Nothing much for me was different as compared to what I already know or what I've been experienced to. But it's the warmth, it's the love, it's the welcoming, the understanding that we have to look beyond the skin, and we have to look beyond borders, and we have to understand that we are one. We all have the same God. I have to look at you and see my God, and you have to look at me and see your God. And I think when we have such a mentality, we will be able to all love and respect and care for each other, and that's what Zim did for me in the week that I spent there. It was like, this is beautiful, I have to be love. I have to be seen, and the first thing that I display or I give off is love. And that's what Zim did for me. Oof. I feel like that on its own literally needs like a whole 30 minutes, but I'm just gonna, try and nip and tuck it perfectly. With what I have experienced in the industry, as a woman, as a young woman that is still trying to understand who she is and what she wants to do and how she wants to achieve these things, is that you will find people that have already been in the industry, and if you don't know where you are going, you will have someone tell you where you should go. You will have someone that will have dreams for you if you don't have dreams for yourself, and if you are not assertive enough, and how I try to move around these things is that I make it known that, listen, we're going to listen to me first. If I don't vibe with this, I don't vibe with it. And luckily I've been blessed with people that I meet that are able to understand this, and they're able to see that, oh, this actually works out and this makes sense, so let's try and be more accommodating of where she is. But the saddest part about it is that you will meet people that are giving you a plan that you could have achieved 10 years later, and they're giving it to you now, and you are not ready and you don't see that for yourself right now, and you will decline that and you leave it. A couple of years later, you're like, damn, this is, could have been a shortcut and could have been me getting here, but what I say is that usually I actually believe in this so much, is that when the time is right, it will happen. I'm not going to decline something that, yes, could have happened 10 years later if I am, working on my own pace. Because if I accept it now, what will I be doing 10 years later? So I've been blessed with incredible people that I meet that understand and that are able to hear me. Wow, to that young lady, I promise to make you proud. That's one thing I would like to say to them. I promise to make you proud, but more than anything, believe in yourself. Believe in what you have and believe in what you're carrying. And this is, it goes beyond just the young lady, because I also find the young boys that don't have someone that advocates for them or that speaks for them, or that's an older sister, an older brother that can help and assist. So to just the young artist in general, know who you are and don't do it for the validation of others, because you may come to me as a person that you look up to. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying don't do it. But you may come to me as a person that you look up to, and you give me a piece of your work and you're like, please rate this, or please say what you think about it. What I usually say is that I am going to judge it from my point of view. And as much as, yes, I am where I am, but I am not the god of this entire craft. There's someone out there that is going to need your piece of writing. So I need you to put that out there and know that you are healing more than just one being that is going to look at it and critique it and decide that, oh, because I, as Nomonde, wouldn't have said it like this, I don't like it. You get. So you believe in yourself. You put your work out there, no matter what that means for you, even if it means performing in the streets for free, even if it means writing it on social media for free. But you put your work out there and you go to school and you study towards whatever it is that you want to do. And more than anything, I really need them to believe in themselves. Believe like you are crazy. And when you are in rooms with those people that you believe in, believe that you belong. Do not be scared. Do not feel inferior. Do not feel like, oh, because I haven't put in this much amount of work, I'm not as great as these people. Believe that you belong. Believe that you should be there and that you are going to go further. Because 5 years time, 10 years time, where my racetrack runs out for me to run, you could be that person that puts me on again as a legend. So I need that young person to believe in themselves. So with my contribution through poetry and spoken word, and how I would like the narrative to be, or how I would like it to shift, is that we are a melting pot of gold when it comes to the stories that we have to tell and the stories that we are going to tell. And we've all got different mouthpieces and we've all got different lenses with how we view the world. So every new artist and every new creative mind needs to be given that ability to express themselves, because we may have two poets from Africa, but they're not going to be able to relay the same story in the same way, based on how we grew up and based on how we think and based on how we speak. So that is my contribution, that I am the difference. I am that other piece of, melting gold that fell to the other side of the floor. So that's the difference with me, and that's the difference with all the creatives that we do have, I believe, in Africa. It's just a matter of finding those specific ones. But yeah, that's my contribution. Difference. Yeah. So I want to put Nyatembe appeal. I hope it doesn't scare you when I tell you that I love you. I too am learning to love myself, but I believe you've got the perfect crib notes that will make it easy for me to know how exactly to love myself the way that you do. I hope it doesn't overwhelm you, and I hope I don't scare you. And I hope you take it easy, just like Sunday mornings when we are dancing to beautiful music and you love me effortlessly. I need you to teach me how to love myself the same way that you love me. Because it's in how your eyes glisten when you look at me. It's like you're watching the sun rise for the first time, or you're watching a dance on Christmas Day. But wait, I need you to love me like I am the best religion you have ever come across, because finally I helped you find your God. I hope it doesn't scare you when I tell you that I love you, especially since I'm only learning how to love myself. And I hope I don't hurt you in the process. And if I do, I hope you allow yourself to bleed on me, and I will plaster easily all the parts that I broke when I didn't mean to. I hope you love me the same way that you were taught to love you. Hi, my name is, of course, Nomonde Sky, and you are watching Earground. Keep it locked.